Have you ever had someone smile in your face, but their words feel like little jabs you can't explain? Or they say, "I'm fine," but their energy says everything but that, right? That confusion, that tension, walking on eggshells feeling, that's passive aggressive behavior. And in this video, we're breaking down exactly what it is, how to spot it, and why it can quietly destroy relationships if you don't address it. So grab a snack, come on back, and let's get into the letter P, passive aggressive behavior. Hey, my beautiful people. Welcome back. And we back with the letter P. And welcome if you're new here. My name is Lexi. This is our series, the ABCs of toxic friendships and relationships, where we break down toxic traits one letter at a time, so you can recognize them, protect your peace, and grow. And today, P is for passive aggressive behavior. So let's talk about it. Passive aggressive behavior is one of the most confusing toxic traits out there because it doesn't come at you directly like most of these don't. It comes sideways. It comes in tone. "I'm fine." In silence when they don't speak to you for days. In sarcasm. And in jokes that don't feel like jokes, right? And what is passive aggressive behavior, you may ask? It's when someone is upset, angry, or resentful, but instead of expressing it honestly, they express it indirectly. They won't say what they feel, but they'll show it in ways, right, that make you question yourself. And what it looks like is, I'll give you some real life examples. So, I guess you're too busy for me now. I'm not mad. Do whatever you want. Giving you the silent treatment. Being late on purpose. Backhanded compliments like, "You look good today," for once. And then, when you call it out, they say, "I was just joking, girl. I was just joking." You're too sensitive. You're reading way too much into this. But why it's toxic? Passive-aggressive behavior, it creates confusion. That's why it's toxic. It creates confusion. You can't address a problem clearly because it's never said clearly. It's never said clearly. So you're left guessing, overthinking, walking on those eggshells. And that emotional tension, it builds over time. And it just makes everything just go haywire. What's really going on with the passive-aggressive behavior is a lot of the passive-aggressive people, they struggle with direct communication, conflict, and emotional honesty. They can't be honest with themselves. They're definitely not going to be honest with you. They're absolutely not. And that direct communication, they don't have that, right? They don't know how to directly speak and be honest. They don't know how. So instead of saying, I'm hurt, instead of saying that, right? They act hurt in ways that create distance. If you're acting hurt, and if I did something to you and I didn't know that I did it, because a lot of times we do things and we don't think that it's hurtful, right? Sometimes we don't. We really don't, especially when we're being direct. When you're the person who's direct, like I am, I'm direct. I'm going to say what I mean and mean what I say. I'm going to tell you like it is. And all of my friends know that. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. I'm going to tell you like it is. But when you're dealing with somebody that can't handle that and is not direct, then they get, hurt and create that distance without coming to you directly and saying, that hurt my feelings. Or maybe I misunderstood something, and 9 times out of 10, they're not misunderstanding, but they're playing the victim, right? And that's what usually happens. Avoiding that communication doesn't protect the relationship. It damages it. That's the real truth. It damages the relationship. And it affects you, by if you're on the receiving end, it can make you feel drained. It can make you feel drained, confused, because you're like, well, what's going on? Anxious. Because every time you're around this person, it makes you just feel some kind of way. And questioning yourself. Like, why should you question yourself? Why should you? You said what you meant directly. There should be no reason for you to question yourself. Absolutely not. And over time, you start shrinking yourself just to keep the peace. You start shrinking yourself. And we shouldn't do that. Why should we shrink ourselves to keep the peace? And that's what I say here about this app. Why should we? If we're in conflict with somebody here, or we've had words with somebody here, because I have on several occasions, right? Because I was too direct, or I told them the truth about themselves and they didn't want to hear it. So they changed the narrative, right? They changed the narrative. They got all up in their feelings and they're like, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. You're not the victim. You're not. So it's like walking on those eggshells. I'm sorry. I don't know about you all, but I don't walk on eggshells for anybody. I don't. If that's how I have to be around you, then guess what? We're not together, period. It's out. It's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So what can you do, right? Let's talk about the solutions, because you already know we don't just identify here, we grow, right? We grow. So call it out calmly. Just call it out. Like, hey, I'm sensing something is off. Can we talk about it directly? Don't play the guessing game. Don't play the guessing game. You're not a mind reader. You're not a mind reader. Set boundaries. And that's a big one. Setting boundaries. Set boundaries. I need clear communications. I'm not comfortable with indirect comments. I'm not comfortable with that. I need clear communication. If you can't clearly communicate with me, then this relationship is a done deal. Like I said, it's a wrap on you. It's a wrap. Protect your peace. Protect it. If someone refuses to communicate honestly, that's information right there. That's all the information you need. And it's like, okay, we got to go. I'm not staying around. You can't babysit somebody, right? You just can't babysit them and be like, oh, well, they're in their feelings, or they're this, or you walk on eggshells and whatnot until they decide to come around and then they decide to be buddy-buddy again. But you still haven't solved the issue because they're not speaking to you directly and you're just walking on eggshells. It hasn't solved a thing. Hasn't solved an issue at all. At all. Healthy relationships require honesty. They require honesty. Not perfection, because none of us is perfect. and not constant agreement. We can all agree to disagree. I disagree with people every day, but we're friends and we're family, and we can talk that out, because that's what you do when you're in a relationship that's worth working with, right? That's what you do. That's what you do. But honestly, if someone can't say what they mean, Lexi doesn't have that problem. If someone can't say what they mean, they will always create emotional confusion in your life. They will always create emotional confusion in your life. And who needs that? You don't need that, beloved. None of us need that. We don't. And believe me, once you get rid of that extra weight, oh my God, you won't be like this. Your shoulders will just come down, right? Your shoulders won't be up here at your ears, because that's what happens. That's what happens. So remember, P is for passive aggressive behavior. And you deserve relationships that are clear, honest, and emotionally safe. Emotionally safe. If this resonated with you, which I hope it did, drop a heart in the comments, any color heart, right? And let me know, have you experienced this before? Have you experienced this before? And I'll see you in the next letter. See you at the next letter, the letter Q. Tell me what you think the letter Q is down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. But I just want you to know that, as always, I love you plenty. I appreciate you all so much for coming and watching this series, and your support. I appreciate it. I truly do. I love you. I love you. I see you. I see you. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm so proud of us in this collective, in this community. There are so many people watching this who think that I'm literally speaking about them when I'm really not. But if the shoe fits, wear it. And on that note, deuces. We'll see you for the next one.